Good evening, Facebook land. And it's Tuesday night, 7 o'clock. So it's a date with Mandy, which is really nice. I think I'm a minute late actually, because I was just getting the lighting right. See, the dark nights, you can't half tell the difference when you've just got the main light on. You need some side lights as well so that it looks okay when you're on camera. So as usual, no plans for tonight. I'm surrounded by things I should have tidied up and haven't. So how bad is that? How's your day been? How are you feeling today? Yeah? It's a strange old world at the moment, isn't it? There's all sorts of vibes going about and people are struggling a bit. So I know that people watching hasn't been at the usual numbers because people are kind of pulling back from social media. And I understand that to a certain extent because times are tough. People are struggling. And we go to, I think, what's familiar and makes us feel better, don't we? And that's not always social media. So as much as it's really valuable and it's great and it's fantastic for your business and for connections, it can also be triggering in many ways. Anyway, I'm talking tonight about something that doesn't need to be on social media, something that is about you and how to make yourself so productive that you get more done in less time, and how to be really, really good at planning and productivity. Now, I love planning and productivity. I'm from retail. My background, for 20 odd years was as a retail leader, as a store manager and a divisional executive. So there was lots of measurements about time and productivity and how we could serve our customers better and how we could be better and how we could match the competition and how efficient we could be and cost-cutting exercises, etc. It was normal daily routine for me in those days. So I was very used to managing my time and helping other people to manage theirs. But what happens when you become an entrepreneur? And many of us solopreneurs, until you start to build your team, is there's not that spotlight on you need to hit those sales targets, those wages targets, those shrinkage targets, the KPI measurements that are there to keep you managed within an organization. So that's what I want to cover tonight, why it's important. So for those of you that don't know me, I am Mandy Nicholson, and I am a creative genius consultant, artist, and author. And I help innovative female entrepreneurs to launch, to grow, and to scale their creative business and make more money. But in my previous life, I was this manager that knew all about this stuff. So you think, wouldn't you, when you've spent 20 years in the business using all these KPIs and measurements and productivity measures and being really good at planning, that you would just automatically do it when you have your own business. And if you can hear a funny noise, the dog is on the floor behind me grumbling, not sure whether he wants to stay in the room or go out of the room. So excuse him. So yeah, you'd think, wouldn't you, that I'd be able to bring all those skills directly into my business and just do them. Well, do you know what? I'm human like the rest of you. I'm human like every other person, every other entrepreneur and every other business owner out there. And sometimes we forget what really works. And until you do what really works all the time, which I did when I was being paid by somebody else, but when you're building your business, it's really difficult to remember to do all the things, all the stuff and all the things that make a difference. And you're constantly learning something new all the time. You know, you need to learn how to do this, how to launch a website, how to do a funnel, how to do all of these things. So you forget, sometimes you lose track of the basics of planning an organization. So I want to share with you tonight how I got that implemented and embedded into my business so that you have a chance of getting it implemented and embedded into your business. Okay, so the first part of doing that is to understand what needs to be done, not only in your business, but in your life. And it's no use starting without doing both. I know this seems really basic, but it's so important. All right. What do you need to get done every single week of your life, in your life and in your business? So I know for a fact that you need to do laundry and that you need to do the pots. Even if you've got a dishwasher, you've got to load it and unload it, haven't you? I know that you need to do your weekly shopping and probably top up shopping. If you've got a dog, you need to walk the dog. Yeah, if you go to the gym, you need to go to the gym. What are the things in your life that you've got to do every week? What are they? So you should have a list of things that are really important for you to do in your life that keep your life operating like a machine. And after that, I'm going to ask you to think about who does them, but that's the first list of things that you need to make. The second list, which I think is really, really important, and these are in no order of importance, they just are, okay? The second list is, how do you look after yourself? What are your self-care routines that are really important to you? So for instance, my lashes appointments are in my diary and they never moved, and they're always in there. As soon as I've had one, I book the next one in. Hair appointments for women are really important. It may be your nails. I don't get my nails done. I'm an artist. It would be a waste of money. Whatever it is that's important for your self-care, maybe it's a massage, maybe it's Reiki or aromatherapy or whatever it is that's important to you, make a list of what are the things that are important to you to look after yourself. Next list is about your personal administration and finances, because that's important. That's those things. What do you do weekly? What do you do monthly? How do you manage it? And then make a list of what's important for your self-expression. So what do you do for your self-expression, such as are you in a local theatre group? Do you act on stage? Do you sing? Do you paint? Do you go to a painting class? Do you go and study something at college or night classes? What for your self-expression, what are you doing? And what's important in the area of relationships? When's date night? When do you go and have coffee with your mum or your friends? When's your weekly or monthly catch up with friends? Those are all important things. You see where I'm going with this? We've not even got to business. This is just your life. And then you've got to look at your business. What are the tasks that need to happen day in, day out in your business? And not until you've got all of those lists and all of those things written down can you start to look at how you're going to manage your business and your life. Because if you go 100 miles an hour, head down, arse up into your business, and you forget to do the laundry for 3 days and the dishwasher hasn't been emptied for 2 days and you open the fridge and there's a moldy apple in there and nothing else, that's not looking after yourself. That's not keeping yourself fit and strong in order for you to do business. That's how important those tasks are. So part of your business is looking after you and your life first. So the next thing you need to start looking at, once you've got all your lists written up of the things that need to happen daily, weekly, monthly, annually, what things do you need to do? Then you can sit down and plan your diary for a month. Now, some of you are probably running out of the room right now saying, I don't do that. I don't like diaries. I don't like planning. So if you don't do diaries and you don't like planning, how do you make sure everything gets done? Because nobody has that good a memory. Nobody. So let me tell you how I do it. You don't have to do it like this, but let me tell you how I do it. Once I've got all these lists and I know what needs to be done in all the areas of my life, I allocate level of importance to each and every task. Okay. The ones that need to go in my diary that cannot be moved, they're immovable. They're like glued to the diary. Nothing on earth is going to make me change that. Those are rocks. They're so big, those rocks, that they cannot be moved. They're actually boulders, okay? They're not even rocks, they're boulders. So you've got your rocks, and your rocks go in your diary first. And your rocks should be your weekly shop, your laundry, all those things that are important to make your life function. Lashes, that's a rock for me, always. Lashes and brows. Those ladies amongst us will understand that. The next thing you need to do in your diary is put in your pebbles. Now, pebbles are important, but they are not life-changingly. It wouldn't be a complete and utter disaster to your life and business if you didn't do it at that time on that day. So you can't put taking little Johnny to school as a pebble, because you've got to take him at a certain time every day, haven't you? That's a rock. But the washing could be a pebble, because if you didn't do it one day, you could do it. You could move it to the next if something happened and you got busy. So rocks, pebbles, and then sand. Sand are those little grains of things that do make a difference to your life, that you'd like to get done, but that wouldn't matter if you moved them to the next week. It wouldn't be a disaster for you or your business. Now, that's how you think about it. Rocks, pebbles, sand. What's immovable? What could be moved today? What could I move to next week? When they go in my diary, I use a traffic light system. So rocks are red, pebbles are orange, amber, and sand is green. Okay, the red things that go in my diary are the immovable objects, the things that I must get done for my life to function, for me to be cared for, and for my business to function. And the reds are always income producing activity where business is concerned. So all the red sections of my diary are income producing activity. So I am doing something that is likely to generate income for me. It's likely to generate clients for me, which will give me income later. It's likely to improve my network, expand my network, which may produce income later. All income producing activity. That's going to happen throughout this live, I'm afraid. Done something really stupid and put Messenger onto my MacBook, and it's really loud when it pings. So I want to show you my diary. I've done this loads of times on here, and I'll never stop doing it, because it's probably the most epiphany thing that you will do, right? That's this week's diary. You see? Red, amber, green. The blanks that you see at this side, that's the weekend, but I've still got tasks written in, but I've not highlighted them because it's the weekend. It's my time off, and there's things I'd like to do, but I don't have to prioritize them at the weekend. I relax at the weekend. But the red are rocks. They're income producing activity, or the things that must happen on those particular days. So let me tell you what some of the rocks are. So I had a live in one of my groups as a rock. I've got this is a rock. My live every Tuesday night. I am here, come rain or shine, come feeling good or bad, I am here. Every Tuesday night at 7. It's a rock. It never moves. I have a group call on a Monday night with my clients. That's a rock. It never moves. There's another group call on Thursday, with my clients. That's a rock. It never moves. And then I've got things like discovery calls. That's income producing activity. I've got guest speaker events in groups. So in Mums in Business groups, which is potentially income producing activity, because it will expand my network and allow people to get to know me and what I do better. So that's income producing activity. I might be working on a new sales funnel. That's income producing activity. I might be putting time into a Facebook ad, income producing activity. So, but also I have to show you this because it is in this week. I don't know whether you can see. Wrong way. I always go the wrong way. Lashes, brows and facial is red, and that's tomorrow afternoon. Because I give myself that little bit of self-care that makes me feel like I've got something human in my life that's important, because I'm important. It makes me feel better. And that's important to me and my business. I would hate to show up here with no brows and lashes. It was devastating when the beauty salons were shut in the first part of COVID. So once you've got a plan for the week, you know what you're going to be doing. And I want to show you this as well. Here, it says plan diary for next week, and it's red. I actually allocate the time each week to plan the diary for next week, so that I am never, ever not got a diary that looks like this. And just to prove it, I'm going to go backwards here. I'm not lying to you. You see what I mean? Once that becomes a habit, once you can start to get into the habit, and it won't be perfect the first time you do it, it really won't. It won't be perfect the second time you do it. You'll make lots of changes, but you will find if you do it all the time, it's like anything. Success is about doing things habitually, habitual things, small things habitually that make a big difference. Why does that make a big difference to me? And why will it make a big difference to you? That makes a big difference to me because I know I'm going to be working 9 till 3, Monday to Friday, and I know what I'm doing in those 6 hours of work. I know I also work an hour on a Monday night for a group call and an hour here live, because it doesn't end when the live ends. I'm not going to be on for an hour, don't panic. It ends in about 25 minutes, half an hour for this. Then I have to upload it to Facebook and get it onto my website. So it takes me an hour. So I know that I've got an hour then. So I work Monday to Friday, 9 till 3, an hour Monday night, an hour on a Tuesday night. And I have a couple of slots available in the evening for discovery calls. So that's my working week. I don't work at the weekends. And the reason I can do that is because the activities in my diary are essential to my business, essential to my life. And I have flexible space in there, which is the green space for anything that comes up that's unexpected. This is what planning and productivity is about. It's about thinking and about actually allocating enough time to do the work that needs doing without overwhelming yourself. Because I know you as an entrepreneur. You think you've got to do everything. You're the chief everything officer, aren't you? I've got to do this and I've got to do that and I've got to have it done now and I've got to do this and then there's this and then something else comes up and that task there leads to needing to do another task there. It happens. It happens all the time. Today, I've just had a voice message from one of my friends saying she's got a 5-day challenge going on and Facebook is driving her nuts because she can't get the videos that she's made into Facebook. It keeps throwing them out and she's having to do the work over and over again. That's why you've got flex time built into your day every single day. But it drives you nuts when it happens because when you plan well, that can be irritating. But if you plan an hour's flex into every day, you've got time to absorb that into as well. It's about thinking, what do I want to feel like as an entrepreneur? What do I want to feel like in my life and in my business? I don't want to feel overwhelmed, overworked, and resentful of things that come up unexpectedly. And that's the big thing, I think, is that you end up resenting the very thing you loved and started doing because that was your soul's purpose and your business, because you are the business. And when you are the business, how do you think like an entrepreneur? Do you think CEOs of multi-billion-dollar organizations are running around doing 10 million things a day in their diary? No, they're not, because they're getting a damn good salary for doing it, I imagine. I'm sure there's a lot of stress in their job. But I know successful people plan really well for a productive life. One of the first questions I will ask somebody if I'm working with them on a one-to-one basis is, let me see your diary, because it tells me everything. It tells me everything about them. Because if that diary isn't planned and they haven't got some sort of system working in that diary, I know that they are going to be overworked and overwhelmed, and they're not going to be achieving the things in their life that make them feel calm. They're not going to get up on a Tuesday and know that laundry's done and the weekly shop's planned in the diary. They're going to be chaotically running towards the end of the week, panicking and stressing. And if you've ever felt like that, you'll know what that feels like. And a lot of entrepreneurs do. So that's why I show up and do this, even if you've seen it before, even if I've talked about this with you before. I'm going to keep showing up every so often and doing this because it's the most important, I think, my opinion. Don't quote me, or you can quote me if you want. I think this is the most important thing that you will do in your business, which is why I plan time for it every single week in my diary. I always have. I did as a store manager, I did as a divisional executive, and I do now, but I didn't when I first started out as an entrepreneur. That's me admitting something now, holding my hand up, because I had so much to learn, because there was all this stuff I needed to absorb. I felt overwhelmed. That's why I share things with you. I share them because I've been there. I've done it. I've been you. I've learned. And I've found my way back to what I knew worked. And sometimes you need a little prod and a reminder for you to do something that you probably already know how to do. And that's why it's worthwhile sometimes listening to what somebody else does. So I hope that that has helped you and given you the little prod. Remember, rocks, pebbles, sand. Yeah. Traffic lighted in your diary. Reds are income producing, and lashes appointments that you can't move. All right. That's the rule. Yeah. You can quote me on that one. If you want to get your hands on some deep dive trainings, I am about to start a campaign next week through email. And there's a link. It's either above or to the side, one of the sides, above or to the side. There's a link to the sign up to get yourself on the list for those trainings. Okay. And it's 3 half-hour deep dive trainings to get you into the nitty-gritty basic foundations of your business, either to get you started if you're just starting out, or to revisit if your business is a bit flat and stagnant at the moment. Okay, because I know there are lots of people struggling at the moment with their business, struggling to find clients, and yet some people are not. I am not. Yeah, and there are plenty of other people that are not. So it's our duty to help and share. I am also speaking in MIBA, Salford this week, and I'm speaking in 2, Mums in Business, that is, MIB International. It's not MIBA anymore. MIB International Group, Salford this week and 2 others next week. Glasgow, I think, next week. And Aberystwyth, I'm all over the country next week. Aberystwyth, Glasgow, and Stafford. Salford. Sorry, I'm just looking at my diary there because it's in there. It's red. Salford. I'm a guest expert speaker in Salford MIB International on Thursday morning. I don't know whether there's tickets still available. And I am doing free lead generation on social media and money mindset. And I have got 4 chunky workbooks and handouts to anybody who's got a ticket. So if you want to see that, go on to MIBA Salford and get yourself a ticket if you're in the group. If you want the free training, sign up on the link and you'll be automatically added to the email list, and you will receive your trainings next week, 26, Monday, Thursday and Saturday, I think, and then a final video the following week. And then I've got something amazing at the end of it. I am going to try and sell something at the end of it, but you get the free trainings. You don't have to buy. That's entirely up to you. So absolutely joyful to speak to you all. As if you noticed the painting, yeah, that's been on my personal profile. If you've seen that, I've been working on that at the weekend. That's almost finished, not quite almost finished, but you always get to see it on a Tuesday night and you get to see the progress of it. That's another ping going on Messenger. Progress of it on a Tuesday night. Have an amazing week. Get your diaries out, get your highlighter pens out, and think about your rocks, pebbles, and sand. I'm going to be checking your diaries, so make sure you do it. Have an awesome week, and I will see you same time, same place next Tuesday night with something amazing. I'm sure. I don't know what it is yet, but I'll remember before Tuesday. Don't worry. Bye for now.